Welcome to episode 5 of Darzzr on Crater City. I've been doing a little bit of work on the house, but today we're mostly going to be working on a completely new building. I did just want to show you something though. If you haven't been watching Guitar Flat's video, this is going to be a complete mind blower. Right, watch this, okay? Wheat farm. Press button. Completely automatic. How does it work? Okay, I cut there because I wanted to get some stuff ready for the building. And you didn't want to see me just crafting endlessly. I had to sort out some bookcases and some more bread for the wheat, obviously. And replant the wheat. But this is the building I'm currently working on. Guitar Flat has started on a justice building over there. So I thought, well, I'm mushrooms and oddities, so we need some sort of establishment that can deal with incidents of the strange on the server, of which there have been quite a few lately, and I came up with an intelligence agency. So this is what I've been working on. No photography, but we will film just during construction. Do take notice of the signs, they are important. Now I haven't so far filmed while I've been building, so hopefully I'll remember to keep saying stuff, because otherwise it's going to get very empty. And right now, because of these slanting walls, I'm just putting some bookcases in along the bottom. It is taking time, even with the sugar farm, to get enough bookcases. So this is the first floor. There's going to be offices on this floor, and there will be windows along here too. There's going to be one single line of windows into my plans. I've already put in this staircase, and right now what I need to work on is the very top of the building, which is the location where all the aerials are. In particular, I needed to put some sandstone up here, which I should have. Yep. Sorted that out beforehand. You get quite a good view from up here. That's Ethan's place, Miguel's place, Guitar Flat's place, my place, obviously. Oh, there's the new Justice building. And, of course, that's Passion's place. That's the bank. Ah, you can see the sheep from here. That's the other thing I've been doing. I've at last got round to rotating the sheep so it faces the right direction. I know I said I'd record that, but when I came to do it, it was an awkward time to record, and you know, you'd seen how the sheep was inside. I'm sure you can imagine what it was like getting out some shears, taking the whole thing down. And I was just working from screenshots, putting it back together again. I spent some time down in the nether getting the netherrack for this place. Well, I should say I got half the netherrack for this place. Guitar Flat was very, very generous and spent some time himself taking down a part of a fortress. And he gave me half the netherrack. I then went to the fortress by the jungle portal and got the remaining nether brick. Did I say nether brick or netherrack? It's nether brick. I learned my lesson about building things out of netherrack. It doesn't go down well. Although, in this texture pack, I have to say the nether brick looks even redder. I was actually hoping for something darker. But really, it's the darkest brick we have, I suppose, and you know, I wanted something imposing. This is supposed to be a kind of an unnerving building. In fact, nobody could have been more unnerved than Ethan when he woke up. Well, he logged in one day and saw this, the next house across the street. No cameras, please, he said. This is his protest at being directly opposite the intelligence building. As I said, mine says no photography as well. He said no cameras please, so I've promised him that once I've got the rest of this sorted out, I am actually going to mount a couple of cameras looking directly at his house, just to make him feel safe. Oh, you can see the ship much more clearly there. It's quite nice with the sunrise. One thing I do like about this texture pack is that lens flare you get off the sun. It almost looks like there's rings around it. It's very strange. I'm wondering if it's a chicken thing, this lag spike business. Because who's got loads of chickens? The senator. In his sub-basement, he's got a pool that's absolutely full of them. And I know from BWO's videos that you get this when chickens move sort of out of scope. You get terrible lag spikes. That could easily have explained what was going on with the ship as well. See, I'm just walking around here. I don't really like the way these stairs are kind of open like this. I'd like it if I could sort of close this in. Maybe I can. So I've been experimenting with sealing in these stairs. Tried the sandstone. The sandstone just doesn't work. Partly because I saved a bit of time and used plain old sand for these areas that are supported. So let's take this out. I think I need to be bolder here and just change this so this is a straight square, because we've kind of established further up that these stairs get narrower. Right, I've sealed in the stairs now, but that has been at the expense of making them a little bit irregular in terms of the shape, particularly as you get up towards the top level. It's not ideal, but we are a bit limited with space. I know I always seem to end up that way when I'm building. I never seem to think I need as much space as I do. So on the top of the 2 office floors, I'm still wondering how to divide these up into offices. Since this place basically has a kind of horizontal symmetry, slanting roof there and there, it suggests 2 offices, one on each side. So maybe that's the way to do it. In which case we put a door here. I'm not sure quite what to do about that lintel, because it's part of the circle around here. What I might do is do what I did downstairs and make it a design feature and put a couple of those there. I'm not too keen on using these torches, particularly to light the stairway. What I probably will do is put glowstone in the central pillar. How would that work, actually? If we put, say, one there, then that would be for that one. That would be for that. I mean, could I just put them at successive corners in a spiral? Yeah, I think I could. Right. It started to rain, but here's a good opportunity to look at one of the oddities that's been reported. Vexy and I think it was CQ spotted 18 squid in this single area. Quite remarkable. Also, we spotted in Vexy's conservatory a snow golem that didn't produce any snow, which seemed pretty unique. So the number of oddities certainly have increased, which is yet another reason why we need a proper intelligence department to look into these things. Now, I've been to the wall farm and I picked up some black wool because I needed to make those cameras to go on the top and to point at Ethan's house. I've done a lot of work on the stairs and also set up the offices and put some windows on the outside. I probably should have filmed some of this stuff, but to be honest, it's really difficult to build and talk at the same time. I don't know how BWO does it. We'll have a quick look at how things are now. I've closed off this section. I can always expand downwards if I need to later. We've got glowstone here. And we've got these offices set up. Now these are very minimal at the moment. I need more bookcases. And I also need to set up basic things like desks and chairs. Maybe put some paintings on the wall, that sort of thing. But the key thing is to get those walls in place. Let's work out where these cameras are going to go. I think the best place would probably be on the top of this sort of awning. Do you know, I really wish we could get rid of rain in all Minecraft games. I don't think it serves any positive purpose at all. I think, it's one thing that, I'd be much happier if this, they did an update 1.3, rain has been removed from the game. That would really make me happy. The lens, that's an interesting thing. I wonder if a piston would do the job. because pistons, certainly in default, they have a little square. Let me get a piston and we'll give it a try. Well, they don't look much like cameras to me. I think what doesn't help is, unlike the default texture pack, there's no little dot in the middle. Or is that even the default texture pack? Actually, now I come to think of it, I don't think it is. Okay, that's a glass pane. That's a glass block. Of the two, that looks better. It would look even better if I could put a pressure pad on the top, but limitation of Minecraft can't do it. Now, replacing those torches with the redstone torches kind of works now. Given that I know he's expecting me to put cameras there, I think he'll probably take that as read, that's what they are. Also, I was able to remove those torches there without fear of mobs spawning because of this glowstone. I'd forgotten that I'd put that there actually, because of course the top surface of it is on the top. So, that's that. Next up, watchtowers. Well, I actually forgot that I was supposed to be recording that, and I've finished what I was going to do today, so I'll show you what I've done. Yep, the intelligence agency is now more or less functional. We've kind of got very minimal offices though, because I still need to spend some time decorating those. But really I hope anybody that wants to have an office in there will, to some degree, decorate their own office. So yeah, cameras, aerials, those are all done. The watchtower design is fairly simple. Just a pillar, ladder, glowstone. I've made the fence double height, which was always the intention. That's why I wasn't too keen on these hedges along the front, but Vexy put them there and you can't really argue with the person that runs the server. So yeah, I've removed the chests and the furnaces from around here, put up some sign, and this is the very basic form of the office I've set up for myself. I will be putting more stuff in there. Obvious A2 has nobody in there yet, but they've got a slightly different layout. Again, I mean, whoever wants that can adjust it to themselves. So we now go up to level B. Well, I'll start with B2 just to be odd. It's a smaller office, but it's got a desk and a furnace. I've put these furnaces in every room because I think they'll do an awful lot of burning confidential waste, won't they? And things that they don't want to escape into the public domain. So we've got another one here. All the desks are slightly different. It just gives people, I hope, a little bit of a start on setting their office up. I know these offices are a weird shape, what with the slanting roof and the fact that we've got this big sort of circular stairwell in the middle, but in some ways it's more interesting than an old square room, isn't it? Everything I build has odd shapes in it. And then we've got this longer path now up to the observation deck, where we can observe all of the things that are happening. I haven't thought of a better way of lighting this yet. As you saw in the offices, I used glowstone in the floor stroke ceiling, but this isn't really practical for this. Although I say that, it probably would work here, because you'd have glowstone visible on the bottom of the circular area, wouldn't you? On the bottom of the observation deck. So yeah, I might do that. But another day. And you go all the way up to the top. We have roof access for antenna maintenance. A bit long, perhaps, but again, might change that sign later. I tell you what, let's go and have a look at the sheep. So I know you've all been dying to see that. And now I can't remember how I get in. It's got to be around here somewhere. Come on. I'm not going to jump off the top. There it is. So down we go. Oh, now look at that. Oh. It's a cat. I thought it was a dog. Oh, it must be getting late. can't tell the difference between a cat and a dog anymore. Because as you know, this is a dog-free server. You'll never find a wolf on this server. At least not a legitimate one. So, here's the sheep. All turned around, and it should be basically the same as it was before. Of course, you'll get to see it this time with the new texture pack. So, yep, all the same proportions. One change is I did have to move the tunnel underneath. The advantage with this is it now goes up the right leg, but it's now a longer tunnel. That cobblestone marks the point where you climbed up before. That was the original end of the tunnel. Now it's a bit longer, but you go up here, and now it's on the right side. Well, the right side, which is the left side. But I put all the vines back, I've put the signs back. So hopefully it is now preserved for the ages. Still nothing interesting. So, Millbee's sheep is still there, waiting for him to return, but as we all know, he's famous and on Minecraft now. Very unlikely to come back to his old sheep. But it's here if you want it. It's here if you want it. I did find out that apparently those signs were put up by Ogre in the twin beds. Sven, it seems, doesn't actually exist. I think Vexy told me that Sven is actually Millbee's companion from Skyrim, and for some reason Ogre put signs in, making it look like he was a kind of invisible friend or something. Strange. I suppose a couple of things before we close this episode, and I really hope this has worked, because it's going to take some significant editing to make sense of it all, and it could well fall flat, we'll see. But we'll have a go with this one more time, so watch carefully. Hooray! Again, at some point I will shift all of these water holes around so that it's a bit more efficient, and also so things don't keep dropping in them. Now, as I say, I copied the idea from Guitar Flat, who in turn copied it from Generic B. We weren't at all sure. In fact, Guitar Flat was quite surprised that it worked in a non-square room, one that was as strangely shaped as this. He was really surprised that the idea worked. The way it works, if you haven't seen Guitar Flat's video, is very simple. The crops, of course, can only grow in a certain light level. So we remove the light, and the crops all spontaneously pop out of the ground. Right? Simple. Except it's not, because you have to trigger a block update so that the first bit of wheat pops out of the ground, which then triggers the next one, the next one, the next one, and so on, until the whole room has popped. That means the position of the button is crucial. Now, Guitar Flat has his directly over the wheat. I don't. I have mine one block along, but that still works. And the point is, when I press this button, the lights go out, but it also triggers a block update of this block. And that then propagates out, and all the wheat pops out. I was very fortunate. When I saw his video, I knew I wanted to implement it, but I was very fortunate. I'd actually made my wheat farm excessively tall, so there was just enough room to put in all the redstone to make this work. I mean, it's a very simple circuit. It just needed 2 extra blocks of room. So, if you want to make your own automatic wheat farm on this model, now you know how. Okay, so I've replanted that now. And as a final touch, we'll have a look at the Senator's pranked house, because we sort of avoided that last time, although I do know now that he had already made his video at that point. So I could have showed you last time. Anyway, he's kept most of the prank intact. And in fact, he's even advertising it. The Haunted Mine, bring on Halloween. No soliciting. Let's have a quick look. There's a bit of snow in here. I think somebody's left a snow golem loose in some of the houses, including mine. There was snow all over the dome. This is all the snow I picked up. I'm guessing it was one of the new guys Probably a follow-on from that snow golem event. Yes, I did hear that. Now you can see what they've done. They've Vexy and Seeky have turned this house into an abandoned mineshaft, and they've Halloweened it up a bit as well. Although I don't know actually if the jack-o'-lanterns are from the senator, but certainly all these ores. I mean, they must have used silk touch and everything. It's very impressive. I wandered around here after they'd done it. It's very impressive. What the senator has cleared up, he's cleared away his sugar farm. This is his farm. As we say, it's the same yield as mine, which is strange, considering how big this looks, actually. And they also did this all the way down to his basement level. You see? Rail down here and everything. Iron ore. And in some ways you can say, well, this is a very elaborate prank, but in some ways, it's not a bad prank, is it? I mean, okay, you've got a bit of work to uncover your farms and your staircase and everything, but you've got free iron and loads of resources. I mean, it's all the benefits of having a real abandoned mineshaft, isn't it, of your very own?